Oh hey guys, didn't see you there. I'm just here to tell you that capitalism is bad, hypebeast can suck my dick, and Yeezys suck. So, sweet.
What is up you guys, and welcome back to another video. Now I've been gone for the last couple of days, actually the whole weekend. Together with the basement, we went to Copenhagen to do a pop-up. I met a lot of you guys and it was super good. But now it's back to the grind, back to making videos, back to looking like an idiot. So here we are, boys. Nike is doing a collaboration with Virgil Abloh. It's called the 10. So it's basically 10 different shoes which Nike and Virgil Abloh have collaborated on. So we've got all these different range of shoes and one Converse shoe. So yeah, let's get into my ranking of the 10. Blah! So, starting off at 10th place, we've got the Converse Chuck Taylor. Surprisingly, they've made a Converse because they're all like Nike shoes, but basically Converse is owned by Nike, so it's not super weird, but at the same time, I do think it's pretty weird they've made a collaboration with Converse with 9 of Nike labs. You know. Now, I'm really not a big fan of this Converse. It looks super massive because of the colorways. I think the outer sole, or like the gum sole, whatever you call it, I really don't like it in that kind of translucent colorway. And I think it just looks like a massive boat shoe. On all of the shoes, you've got shoelaces and either air or foam, like in quotation marks, where in this case it says vulcanized, and I think that's super corny. Basically, I just think it looks too big, it looks too long and too thin, it looks too futuristic for a classic shoe. Really not a fan of that shoe, to be honest, but you know, moving on to the next spot. So at number 9, we've got the Nike React Hyperdunk. This is a shoe I actually hadn't heard about before the collaboration, and I'm kind of glad I never heard of it because it kind of looks like something you'd wear if you broke your leg. Definitely not picking this one up. It kind of comes back to the whole thing with air is fine, but foam is just super corny. Overall, this is more like a basketball shoe, so I respect the technology and everything that's put into it, but the shoe itself and that model would never be something I'd wear. But yeah, it looks cool, I guess. So moving on to number 8, we've got the Nike Blazer. Now the Blazer was a shoe I used to wear a lot when I was like going through primary and secondary school. It used to be the coolest shoe to wear, but it seems like the last like 5 years it's just kind of gone down a bit. Obviously it's still a classic, but it's just not the same anymore. I think the swoosh plate is really cool and I'm happy that they didn't write air on them. It always just comes back to I don't really want to wear a blazer. It's not my style. Simple and easy. Now moving on to the number 7. At number 7 we've got the Air Max 90. Now, I've never really been a fan of the Air Max 90 model. It's a bit too bulky for my liking, and I feel like the color palette they used on this shoe didn't really suit it that well. I liked it to be really dark or like completely white. And this one's like a Casper the Ghost kind of feel. It's like kind of just translucent. So yeah, I'm not gonna pick them up. This is one of a lot of people's favorite shoe, I think, and I do see why people like it. But I think I just need to see a really good outfit in it before I cop, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I won't be picking up, I think. Sorry, Nike and Virgil. So, moving on to number 6, we've got the Nike Zoom Vaporfly. This is a shoe which I actually like. I think that I'm really happy they used this running model on a shoe, because these days we've seen the Nike Superfly coming up a lot, the Hyperfly, sportswear stuff, but which you can actually use for running and just sportswear. So I think this is really cool. I really like the silhouette. I'm not a massive fan of the colorway, the whole like ghosting colorway, but I do think the orange pops. It looks good with the black laces. I know a lot of people who definitely will pick them up, but they might be too much runner for my style. But definitely solid shoe and surprisingly wearable, to be honest. And at our Fifth spot, we've got the Air Max 97. For an Air Max 97, this is surprisingly nice. I'm not usually a kind of like Air Max 97 guy, so this one comes as a surprise. I think the new swoosh is really cool. A lot of people said they thought the swoosh was really tacky, but I think it's a bit of an improvement. It kind of makes the shoe not look like a 97, which is what I like. And I think the green accents, orange and cable tie actually really suits the shoe. The air isn't too bad. And I think this is the colorway, or kind of colorway, the 97 really does well in. So definitely gonna try to pick these up. Probably won't succeed, but we'll see. Now the Vapor Max, I've got like a love-hate relationship too, because I think the Vapor Max looks so fucking sick on like smaller models, like smaller shoe sizes, because it's not a very wide shoe, so it just looks better if it's shorter as well. However, I'm a UK 11, which means that my feet are like fucking plimsolls. They're like skis almost, and it just looks horrible in them. So I've never picked up a pair, but I think these ones look really good. I like the whole deconstructed way. I like all the stitchings around the Nike logo. I do like the fact they've kind of mixed the old school Nike foam on the tongue with the kind of new technology of the Vapor Max. So I do want to kind of pick these up, but I don't know how much I'd wear them. But I think it's really nice. It's kind of like a unique color in between all the other shoes. I'm surprisingly surprised. So moving on to the third spot, and the Nike Air Force 1. So it's a very simple and clean color palette. It's got that orange kind of accenting and the cable tie, which makes it pop a lot. I think it's really cool with the air, although there's no like actual air in the sole, but still looks good. I think the slightly translucent works really well on the Air Force. It does kind of look a lot like the Cold Wall, but I think it's really nice. I think it's about time that Nike did like a swooshless Air Force. Every time I buy Air Forces, I take the swoosh off. I think it makes it look a bit more clean. It just works really well for some reason. It takes fucking ages to do it, but I think the end result looks really good. Fuck yeah, man. Fuck brand image. Honestly, this Air Force is really cool. It's good to see a different take on a classic. And coming up at our second spot, we've got the Nike Air Presto. Hella fuego. So, the Nike Air Presto. I think there are so many good things going on. It's like one of those shoes where every time you look at it, you spot something new. My favorite part about this shoe is that it's got this really like patchworky thing. It's got the very big difference between the paneling and the sole, which looks a bit more new. The cable tie makes it look really futuristic, and then you've got the actual body and the mesh, which just looks very patchworky, very flimsy. So I do like that whole big contrast between them. The Presto is one of my favorite shoes. I've got these Prestos, which I think are really nice, but the only thing I hate about them is that they're they've got a very duck-shapey end to it. It looks like on these ones, they've changed it a bit with that extra paneling on top. And then something I didn't realize until I looked at it just before this video is that under the paneling on the collaboration, you've got the Nike swoosh actually coming out. So that's a really cool feature. So I'll definitely be picking them up. It's also good to see Nike collaborating on the Presto again, because I think last time they did it was on the acronym Prestos. I don't think they've done many other collabs on a Presto than that. So I can't wait to pick these up. Arguably the most anticipated shoe of the year is the Virgil Abloh and Air Jordan 1. Probably the most anticipated shoe of the collab. It's the one that's kind of been promoted the most. This is my favorite shoe in the collection. Now, it's only recently I've started to actually like Jordan. I bought a pair of these very simple general release Jordans. They're Jordans mid, they're not even highs, but it kind of sparked a new love for me in the Jordan 1 model at least. So I'll definitely want to pick this shoe up. Everything about it is really cool. I like the fact that it's a new take on the Chicago model. It's got a lot of the old functions and features of the old one, like the flaps. They're called flaps. The loose edges of material, which you kind of hold together with the laces. They've changed the swoosh a bit. They've got the air on the sole, cable ties, everything. I think it's a sick shoe. It's got a lot of new things and looks very new, but at the same time it looks very retro and vintage. So I really think they nailed it on this one. I mean, I want a lot of these shoes, so I definitely want to keep an eye out for it, see how much they cost. how to get a pair and everything, but we'll see what happens. And that is it, you guys. That's my opinion on the 10, ranked from shittest to the best of the best, the pinnacle. Now, I think these collaborations are super good. There are some really good shoes, and it's very incredible and impressive. They've done all of them in just 10 months, because usually it takes like a whole year to just make one shoe. So the fact they've made 10 in 10 months is crazy, to be honest. Unfortunately, I couldn't tell about the whole story of everything that happened with the collab and with the meaning behind it, but definitely check out the link in the comments, sorry, in the description. You can write the full article with Virgil and the boys. And yeah, they'll be releasing in London and New York in September. Definitely want to go check that out. It's called Nike Off Campus. This video is surprisingly not sponsored by Nike. I just think it's a really cool pack. But yeah, that's all for me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you very soon. Peace.